Officer Hammond, could you close the back door for me, please? Thank you. All right, we're gonna get our regular city council meeting started. Today is Monday, July the 8th, 2024. Our starting with invocation and the pledge. My invocation, you have my sheet up here. Miss Reverend Amanda Dosher of St. James Episcopal Church will give the invocation. Sorry, Miss Dosher.
Let us pray. Almighty God, Heavenly Father, we thank you for the abundance of gifts that you have given the people of Fairhope. We pray today for your wisdom and courage upon our mayor and city council to make fair, meaningful, and timely decisions for our city. Give them compassion to understand the needs of all the people of this community. Give them a sense of peace and trust as they work together for the common good. We also pray for our first responders and all those who put their lives in danger so that we might live in safety and peace. We ask you to comfort those who suffer and grieve from any sickness or adversity. May your love and blessings rest upon us all so that we may continue to become the people you call us to be. All this we pray through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
council. If I can get someone to approve the minutes of our.
Make the motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting and the work sessions that were held on June 24th. Approve as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. We have a report, but the mayor is not here today, so Mr. Jeff Montgomery will be giving the report. Super speed.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Montgomery, Director of Information Technology, giving a report on the electric vehicles that we purchased. We've had them for about 3 weeks now. Just to kind of recap, we put these out for bid, and we for 2 vehicles, one for Revenue Department, one for IT Department. I think we got a great deal that was under $38,000 per vehicle. Looking at the sticker price is over $42,000, so I think we got an excellent deal. This is the first electric vehicle I've driven. I'm sold. Driving around town, I think these vehicles are great for getting around town. One of the concerns that I had was, will this crossover, Ford have enough space? And just for fun, I took everything out of the Explorer that I was driving. I carry a lot of gear, a lot of buckets, a lot of wires, a lot of tools, and I was able to fit everything in the Ford with room to spare. It actually has more room because it has a secret compartment in the front. It's called a frunk. It's F-R-U-N-K, Lisa. A front trunk, and so it actually, there's not an engine there. There's storage space.
It's electric.
It's really cool. I thought charging would be an issue. I get into work, I put it to charge, go in my office, do what I need to do, come back out. I have an extra 10 miles of range. I've kept it around 80% just by doing that. One concern that I have is these are base vehicles. They're not meant for long range. I have a conference in Huntsville in November, so I kind of did the calculation what it would take to drive this vehicle to Huntsville. It would be an extra hour and 40 minutes, just because I would have to stop and charge. So the recommendation I would make is if we expand our EV fleet, that we mix in some expanded range vehicles. There's a Mustang that they have that gives you a little bit more range, that has a different battery that charges faster, and that'd be my recommendation. If we were to expand the fleet, at least have a couple expanded range vehicles so we could make it to the top of the state.
Or we could rent a vehicle.
So, a couple of things, we gotta, a lot of unknowns is the reliability of the vehicle. The warranty, I think, is really good, 8-year warranty on the battery. So, I think we'll get, I think 8 years is a good lifespan for a fleet vehicle for the city. And at the end of the day, it's just a car. It's easy to drive. The one thing I had to get used to is the one pedal driving, and you could actually turn that feature off, but hit the gas to go, you let go of the gas pedal, it'll stop. You don't actually have to hit the brake. And then
I don't
that's
know
a
about
little,
that.
little something I had to get used to, but, and like I said, you can turn that feature off, but hey, let's learn something new. And for the price, I was really quite shocked at the features that it has as far as safety. Backup monitors, they're on the side, on the mirrors. I was backing in somewhere, and I think it was a little too aggressive, but I got kind of close to the pedestal, and it hit the brakes for me. And it was kind of jolting, but it's not going to let you hit anything. But the number of safety features for that price is really impressive. So, well, that's my take. I don't know if you all have any questions about it, but I think for what IT does, for what the revenue department does, I think there's a lot of other departments that could benefit from an electric vehicle, in my opinion.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, so we'll have public participation on agenda items 5 through 19. Agenda items 5 through 19. Anyone want to speak on agenda items 5 through 19, please come to the podium, state your name, your address. All right, seeing none. All right, council comments.
Yeah, I kind of got on Jeff a little bit about renting a car to go to Huntsville. I don't believe in spending money for the 1 in 10,000 times that we need to go an extra 2 hours. There's just a lot more economical ways to do it as we get asked to spend millions of dollars, and I want us to always keep our eye on the ball.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was kind of trying to promote a fleet of electric vehicles.
I think he may have some stock in some electric vehicles, I'm not sure.
Okay, very good. Councilman Conyers.
No comments from me.
Councilman Robinson.
No comment.
Councilman Boone.
A wonderful fireworks show, and hope everybody enjoyed themselves. And it was good. And hope everybody had a good time. I sure did.
Yeah. All right.
And we appreciate the staff.
Yes. There you go. Yeah. Once again, the staff did a great job of putting on a show for our constituents, for the citizens here in Fairhope, and we really do appreciate that, guys. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. I hope everybody was safe, enjoyed family and friends, enjoy the rest of the summer. All right. All right, agenda item number 5 is an ordinance to amend ordinance number 1599. Oh, can I get someone to introduce the ordinance, please?
I'll introduce the ordinance.
All right, very good. So on this particular ordinance, guys, I'm gonna have to have someone introduce the ordinance and strike, when you introduce it, you have to strike out the part about the waiver and the fees.
Okay, well, I will introduce the ordinance and strike the part that has been recommended about the waiver of fees.
Very good. Thank you, Councilman Conyers. All right, ordinance, this is an ordinance to amend the ordinance number 1599, Code of Ordinances, to alter the schedule of fees for construction and building permits. Mr. Eric Cortina spoke about this in the work session. I think we're just gonna let this one lay over for a couple of weeks, and then we'll get back to it. All right, agenda item number 6 is a resolution. The Mayor, Sherry Sullivan, is hereby authorized to execute an intergovernmental service agreement between the Baldwin County Commission and the City of Fairhope, Alabama for Parker Road sidewalk funding. I think RJ spoke on this, Richard, our Director,
Make
Engineer.
a motion, we approve the resolution?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, agenda item number 7 is a resolution. The Mayor, Sherry Sullivan, is hereby authorized to execute a contract with Goodwin Mills, Kaywood for professional engineering services for RFQ, a Gulf of Mexico Energy Security Act grant-funded capital improvement project, Magnolia Beach Restoration and Stabilization Project within the existing city park with a not-to-exceed amount of $120,000. Richard spoke on this one as
So moved.
well.
It's 100% funded.
100% funded. All right. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 8 is a resolution to reject all bids for Big Mouth Gully Slope Stabilization Project and authorize the rebid of the project under Code of Alabama 1975, Section 3926B.
Make a motion to approve the resolution?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
You know, Kevin, this used to be your pet peeve, when you had one bidder. Somebody,
It was just unfortunate, we had two that just came in with the wrong information, it was wrong.
but the people that follow the rules, if that person doesn't win it, I'm just curious, how much did we know about this second one? Did we open it? Because we had this happen several years ago, and we decided we didn't open it, we didn't open the envelope, and we,
Hey, I would prefer not to open any of them,
correct.
if only one shows up, just put up a rebid. I don't know if you can do that.
So we had to open the bid because it was a sealed bid and it was assumed to be complete. Now, and what
And then he
the,
came in. the
no,
meeting.
well, no, the purchasing agent goes through and the first thing they look, is it signed and notarized? Yes. If there's an addendum, is the addendum signed and notarized? And the next thing she looks for is the bid bond. There was no bid bond, so it was closed and not read the bid, okay, because that's not appropriate. So it was a non-performing bid. The funny thing is, literally, we had a bid opening at 2 and one at 2:30, and that bidder walked in and he had his bid bond. So he had purchased the bid bond, he forgot to put it in the envelope. So I just think that it would be good to make sure we at least have a competitive bid. So that's for basis of regulation, so.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want us to open a bid and find out that somebody's got a lower bid and then say, oh, we're gonna rebid this, and say, all right, now you follow the rules this time.
I really wanted to look at it, but the purchasing agent wouldn't let me. So I don't know the answer to that question.
I'm glad you didn't look at it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the key. But I love this, the thought process of having more than one bid, as I continue to say, because that drives our prices down. So, anyway, all right, where were we in that? I'm
We
sorry.
had a.
You have a motion and a second.
You had a motion and a second. Is that any further conversation? Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Okay, agenda item number 9 is a resolution to award bid number 24047 to Clayman and Day General Contractors LLC for new concession bathroom facilities at the municipal stadium with a bid proposal not to exceed $388,322.80. All right, I think Pat talked about this, and Richard. This is our new bathrooms. We're excited about this.
Make a motion to approve the resolution?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right. Now, this one here was a little bit over because of some contingencies, I believe. Is this the one? I believe so. Yeah, so that's what that price is. So we know about that and why those numbers are over like that. But we don't think we'll need those contingencies. So that price should come down, hopefully. Good Lord willing. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 10 is a resolution that the city council approves the selection by Mayor Sherry Sullivan for professional landscape architectural services for the preliminary vision and budget for Bancroft Corner to Christian Pruis Landscape Architecture, and hereby authorize Mayor Sherry Sullivan to negotiate the not-to-exceed fee to be approved by council. Okay.
Make a
So
motion
moved.
to approve.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Robert Brown Pocket Park, if we're looking for naming applications. He was always a fan of pocket parks.
All right, I didn't know that. Right. I think Robert would appreciate that. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 11 is a resolution that the city council approves the selection by Mayor Sherry Sullivan for professional engineering services for preliminary engineering services associated with PFAS remediation in well number 4 to Krebs Engineering, and hereby authorizes Mayor Sherry Sullivan to exceed or to execute a contract with a not-to-exceed amount of $30,000.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, guys. We talked about this in the work session. We have a well, and it needs to be remediated because we found PFAS to the trillionth part. We're going to take a look at it and see what options we have that's best for our community, and we'll go from there. All right. All right. Any further discussion, guys? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 12 is a resolution to award a bid for D Olive Creek Gas Main Replacement to Equix Energy Service LLC for a total bid proposal not to exceed $304,812. All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 13 is a resolution that the city council authorizes Mayor Sherry Sullivan to execute a contract for RFQ with Stewart Engineering, Inc. to perform on-call professional engineering services for the electric department projects for 3 years with a not-to-exceed contract amount of $75,000 yearly, total contract amount not to exceed $225,000 for 3 years. Mr. Patterson talked about this one in the work session. They're going to do our on-call services for
Move
our
to
electric.
authorize the mayor to execute the contract.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 14 is a resolution that the city council approves the submission of a grant application to the ALDOT's grant in the amount of $140,000. The funds will be used to purchase a van bus to replace the current 10-year-old vehicle that serves the seniors of Fairhope by providing transportation services. The total cost of the van bus is approximately $160,000, with the city providing a 20% match. Mrs. Crawford came to us with this one. I think this is going to be pushed back to fiscal year 2025's budget, but they want to go ahead and get approval for this so we can get on the road because it takes a long time for the bus to get here.
I make a motion to approve.
All right. I have a motion and a second. All right. All in favor, say aye.
At one time, you didn't ask for more discussion.
Oh, yeah. You want to discuss it
Yeah.
more? Okay, more discussion.
I need some clarification on this.
All right.
It says the grant's $140,000, and the bus is $160, and it's an 80-20 match. Are we paying 20% of $140,000 plus the $20,000 overage?
The total cost is $160,000. Ours is $160. Our grand total amount for $160 with an 80-20 match.
Okay, usually when you do those grant applications, it says the grant's $140, and it's 80. It's,
So,
yeah.
It's around $157,000 and some change for the total cost of the bus. Now, we're just submitting the grant to be able to apply by July 31st with y'all's approval. So if we do get the grant, we will have to provide that 20% match, which is a little over 30.
It's 20% of the ones, I did the math. So what did the last one cost? I don't remember it being anywhere even close to that.
I would have to dig that. There is a pretty similar bus. They have multiple options. They do have a similar bus to what exactly we have, but an updated version, and it is a little less expensive. However, like I was mentioning earlier, the folks that we're catering to, the seniors that are utilizing this bus, really have a hard time going up and down those stairs. We do have folks that use the lift with the motorized scooters, but the large majority of them a lot of them are almost homebound and use this for taking themselves to the grocery store or to the doctor's office. So,
I get the need for ADA accessibility, and I get the need that we need a bus, but I mean, I want to say this is like 3 times what the last one cost.
A van bus? How many passengers are, excuse me, Councilman Burrell, how many passengers on this, how many passengers does the van hold?
Total depends on if you have motorized on there or not. So total, I believe it's 9 or 10. If you have a motorized scooter, that's going to eat into your total amount of passengers.
12 passengers.
That's a big van, I mean, that's pretty big.
I don't have any detail. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know.
I do have that, if y'all would like to see. We do have the numbers as far as how many passengers we're taking out. Kim Ryland, if you want to bring that up here, we're taking I think this month was about 200 passengers, 180 passengers in the month of June.
I'm not questioning the need, once again. I'm questioning the cost. This is
the
I don't have
list
anything
that
to
we're
compare it
given, that I was given through our connection with ALDOT.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't, since we're paying 20 cents on the dollar, but
So this is just for the application to get the money for the bus, correct? Okay.
I do believe you have
All
to
right.
select the type of bus in the grant application. I
Okay,
don't know if
that's what
Cole
I'm
still is here. I will have to verify that, but I do
That's what I'm
believe you do have to select the type of bus that you are applying for in the grant by July 31st. So that is why.
Okay.
And again, our reasoning for that little bit of an increase from what we currently have is because this bus does have a lift. I mean, it lowers down to where they can walk up a ramp versus walking up a set of stairs. So, and again, the bus after 7 years, I believe, is you do have the ability to transfer ownership. So the city has ownership of the current bus, and it has about less than 50,000 miles on it, but again, it's 10 years old, and the lift is giving us a lot of trouble, more than the mechanic shop is able to fix.
So we do have leverage on this opportunity.
If
you
did want to go deal
That's right. And that's the part I heard. Right.
Well, and then in 7 years, you're gonna have this bus back. So
As well.
You'll get your money back.
That's well,
You'll get your
yeah.
money back.
Okay. All right, council, any further?
Going cost. 10 years is a long time from the last time we bought one.
We could look it up and just see, but
that was a good data you gave me there.
Any further discussion? Councilman Burrell, are you comfortable?
Thank you
Okay,
for the go back.
all right. Clerk?
You have a motion in a second.
Okay, good. All right, any further discussion, once again? Anybody? All right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right. Agenda item number 15 is a resolution that the city council hereby accepts the $20,000 gift to the city of Fairhope from the Fairhope Arts and Craft Festival Foundation for Arts Alley to stain the parking garage and allow them to put their logo on it. All right, guys. I don't think anybody really spoke on this during our work session. The mayor is not here today. I have a couple of, when stain was kind of, I Are they staying in the entire parking garage? That's the question I have.
I think the entire exterior is what they said, not the interior.
The entire,
Just
but the
the
entire,
fascia.
not just their logo, but they are gonna stay in the entire thing. Okay,
That was
that was
my
the
understanding.
clarification point. So that, okay, well, thank you, Arts and Festival Foundation, for that. All right, guys, any further discussion on that?
Well, I'll make a motion.
Okay.
We approve it.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 16 is a resolution that the City Council hereby authorizes Mayor Sherry Sullivan to enter into a rental agreement with Mobile County Aquatic League for use of the city's municipal pool facility for the swim meet scheduled on July 27, 2024, and July 28, 2024. The pool rental fee shall be $2,000, which is $1,000 per day, plus cost of lifeguards for the meet at $1,500 a day, I believe.
That is correct.
You wanted to alter this, right?
Just
Yeah.
wanted to
Make a motion, right?
yeah,
I'm-
just wanted to make that clarification that Corey just made.
I
that
just-
It includes lifeguard fees, but put the specific amount that includes, which was $1,500 per day. Correct. So I think what
That's
Corey
what I
said
just did is
covers it,
good,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think that covers it.
That'll cover it, okay. The pool rental fee shall, let's see,
So I make a motion to approve the $2,000 rental fee along with the $3,000 lifeguard fee for the 2 days.
very good.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, agenda item number 17 is a recommendation. The Recreation Board recommends to the City Council to approve the Recreation Board 5-year plan. All right. Now, on those, Council, there's nothing for us to really, we can discuss it, I believe. On those, Clerk, is there anything that we need to do with the recommendations?
You adopt them.
We'll adopt the recommendation? Okay. All right, Council. All right. We're looking to adopt this recommendation to purchase, to approve the Recreation Board 5-year plan.
So moved. So moved.
All right?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Recommendation adopted. All right, agenda item number 18 is a recommendation. The Recreation Board recommends the City Council to purchase the recreation property in Barnwell in the next budget year.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Recommendation adopted. Agenda item number 20 is public participation. You have 3 minutes maximum.
You put number 19,
Oh, did I skip number 19?
Streets and Traffic Committee.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys, my eyes are, all right. Number 19 is another recommendation. All right. The Streets and Traffic Control Committee recommends to the City Council to purchase 2 additional traffic calming signs.
And a bunch of parking spaces.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Say we discussed it at length in the work session.
All right. We did. We did. All right. Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right. I think we're at 20 now, right, guys?
We are, correct.
Okay, thank you. Help me out here. I'm struggling with my eyes today. All right, number 20 is a public participation. You have 3 minutes maximum. Come to the podium, give your name and your date and your address. Your name and address, please.
Good evening, Doug Greengard, 311 Wakefield Avenue. I addressed the council a couple of weeks ago. Mr. Martin, you were not here, so I wanted to mention one thing and then move on to another topic as well. The mere thought of having public participation removed, which was something that you suggested, sir, Mr. Martin, is incomprehensible to me. This is a constitutional republic. We elected you and all of you into office. You, of course, ran unopposed, Mr. Martin, so you weren't, didn't run against anybody. But certainly, we put you folks in office. And for you to even think for a moment that something like that could be removed sounds less like a constitutional republic and significantly more like a dictatorship. So I wanted to address that and merely mention that to you, sir. In regard to the event that took place in this building several weeks ago, what we would like to do tonight is take the images and videos and actually use your multimedia, and we can show everybody who's watching online, and you can get a great show of what took place here tonight. And everybody in this building could sit back and see the event that took place right here in this building 2.5 weeks ago. My question to you is that okay? Oh, and why would that be?
Well, sir, there are laws that regard dispensing images.
Is that right? Are there not also laws here?
I'm not saying, actually, I would defer to the city attorney, but my personal opinion.
Yes, sir.
That I believe it could possibly, depending on what you're going to show, could possibly violate the law.
Well, actually, Article X, and you probably know
What's his
this
name?
because you're in law enforcement here in the city of Fairhope, says that there cannot be a sexually oriented business or event that takes place in this city. Particularly, so
I'm not arguing with you
I-
being able to share the video, because because if it took place, then we need to know and we'll investigate that. So
well,
it's appropriate.
I addressed
I
this.
do take issue with
Yes, sir.
that. And we want to display that for the whole public, but I don't know what you're going to show.
Well, you know, here's my point,
Attorney should have an opportunity.
and I need more time.
No, you have 30
Because
seconds.
some of it has been taken in his response. So the law was broken, and it did that right under your watchful eye or not watchful eye. And I can show you right here Article X, and I can read it to you, and we can spend more time talking about that. Yet, here we are, 2.5 weeks after this event took place. I spoke 2 weeks ago, nothing was said, nothing happened, and there's nothing on the agenda to address this issue. Are you ever going to address this issue? Because when events like this are taking place in this city, I ask you, what's next? Is it going to be a strip show? Is it going to be a lingerie night? Is it what other events are going to take place in this building if somebody wants to do it? I want this city council to show some courage and adopt a resolution that prevents sexually oriented things from taking place in this city and particularly in this building. Because what's next is a parade up and down South Section or Fairhope Avenue, where kids are going to be out there, and these people who basically it was a freak show and their whole agenda based on sex, they're going to be parading up and down the street. What are you going to do about it? Because so far we've seen with the books in the library, you've done nothing, and now with this, we'll see.
Yes,
Sir?
sir, hold on, sir, hold on, sir, have just 1 minute. Sir, tell me your last name again.
My last name?
Yes.
Greengard.
Greengard.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're all over the place here.
Oh,
So
I'm not
be
all over the
specific.
place. So it was a
So what you're
drag show.
saying-
You guys know
what-
full well what took place
So
in this building, the drag show.
what sexual acts
That's why
are
I
you
wanted to
saying?
show you the video.
What do you, tell me, what happened?
we're
You said
talking-
people were having sex in the civil
Oh, no,
auditorium?
but it was sexually oriented.
So you're saying people were having sex in the?
I didn't say they were having
So what
sex,
are you
but it
saying?
was, I'm saying that they were dancing around,
They were
parading around.
dancing?
No, they were touching other
They were
people.
touching?
Yeah,
Like at a
physically.
party?
No. Crotches, groins, grabbing themselves.
Like at all parties?
Exposing themselves. Oh, we've got video and pictures of it. Do you care to see?
You sent, so,
Would you like to see the video? We can.
we
pull it
had,
up
we
for
had,
you.
we had officers there.
Oh, yeah.
That night. Did we have officers there, Mr. Hammering?
Oh, yeah?
Is there any officers here in the, okay. Nothing was recorded.
Oh, nothing reported.
They were watching the drag queens, to be honest with you, but nothing was
Pictures don't lie. Video doesn't lie, sir. It
So
doesn't
can you
lie.
tell me what you saw in the video?
Oh, I saw pretty much everything. People parading around, groping, touching other people, exposing themselves, grabbing their crotch. Sure, we'll have a parade of people coming up here to share what they saw. But I'll tell you what, take some time and take a look at it. Don't ignore it.
I will look at it.
You guys are in violation of the law.
I haven't seen
It's
it,
right
so
here.
I would like to look at it, but
It's-
not in this setting, but I will look at it. but I
Well,
have
you're
not.
going to see it in
But
a
I
public
haven't.
setting if you guys don't do something about it, because it's going to start happening in the streets. Because this group has an agenda, and you need to shut it down. It's
Yeah.
wrong.
All right,
It
thank
is
you, sir.
wrong.
Your 3 minutes are up. Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
I was up, but I'll.
Yes, sir, thank you. Yes.
Madness, cats and dogs lying down together.
Officer
I want
Hammer,
to talk about,
hold
I
on,
want to talk
time out,
about the
time-
bus.
Time out. Yeah. You, guys, I can't, guys.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. All
I
right.
want to talk about the bus.
The bus?
Yeah, yeah. I came here actually not to engage in any of this
Oh, give me
ridiculous.
your name- name and
Jeff
address.
Wakely, 8856 Lakeview Drive.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about the public investment in a really vital public good in, well, public transit, especially for elderly people in the state, in the state and particularly in Fairhope. I mean, we got a lot of retirees coming in right now, right? We got a lot of people developing those retiree communities. So I think that spending that amount of money on a bus to make sure that those people can get to their grocery store, can get to the doctor, for the elderly people who still are working, can get to where they're working, is a vital and wise use of public funds. The unfortunate reality, though, and I'm kind of cheating on the test here because I got to hear you speak about it, is that the cost for those buses has risen significantly over the last 5 years. And we're talking about that, not just in terms of those, but in terms of the larger buses as well. And if you're talking about like a 43-passenger bus, like Birmingham, Huntsville, Montgomery are using, the prices on those can be, for the fully kitted ones, and especially for the articulated ones, over $1 million nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of getting a deal in 160 grand, and we're getting an even better deal by using the 5310 funds. Thanks for approving that. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sure that some of the elderly residents of Fairhope are going to get a lot of really good use out of it. And I want to say that going forward, if there's an opportunity to expand the availability of public transit beyond the elderly and paratransit use and beyond the city core, I heartily urge you to take it. If you're looking to develop a downtown core like I think we are, and like we have a lovely one right now, the long-term plan should involve greater access to transit just to avoid the congestion, because it's not getting any easier on us. And I think we all know that. If we don't want to have to start talking about one-way in streets, and nobody wants that, then investments like this one and expansions of this sort of investment going forward are going to continue to be wise uses of public money. So thank you for doing it, and I hope you keep doing it.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? You have 3 minutes. Give your name and address, please.
My name is Andrew Mullick. My address is 20760 Lacey Road, Silver Hill, Alabama. Thank you, gentlemen, for allowing this opportunity. I pastor Central Community Church, and I'm part of the Baldwin County Pastors Group. You may know that on June the 1st, there was a Prism United event scheduled here at the Fairhope Pier. Dozens of churches and hundreds of people began to pray. We spent the month of May praying for this event because we did not like what we saw happening in our area. We saw what happened last year. You guys were given evidence of that, to my knowledge, and we wanted to do something about it. The event was scheduled June the 1st. On the morning of June the 1st, an E1 tornado hit the location of that event. We were supposed to be just feet away. Not a single leaf seemed to be touched in our area, but every porta potty and every part of that area was disrupted, and they could not hold that event. Prism United had scheduled for June the 15th a drag show here in the Civic Center. That's what Mr. Greengard was speaking to, is a drag show was scheduled. Mr. Brian Dassinger reached out to the mayor and notified her of this, asked her about this, and said, this is what is happening. And that night, there was pole dancing, there was lap dancing, there was stripping. It was a sexually obscene and perverse event with those intentions. This was not just people dressing up. It was sexual in nature, and it happened here. Mayor Sherry Sullivan replied that we could not discriminate against social groups who are operating for peaceable assembly purposes. My question for you is, would you allow a group of pedophiles to have a support group here in the Civic Center? Would you allow minor attracted individuals to be a little more politically correct? Would they be welcome here in a peaceable manner? Would you allow strippers to gather and have striptease events here on public property? Would you allow pole dancers? Would you allow bestiality groups? Where would you draw the line? San Francisco may consider that behavior okay. Bourbon Street may consider that behavior okay, but I don't believe the citizens of Baldwin County do. Mr. Brian Dessinger has sent you an ordinance to prohibit obscene sexual behavior. I call on the City Council to consider that ordinance to protect our families, to protect our children. This group is not just invested in acceptance. That is a Trojan horse. There is an agenda to normalize sexually perverse behavior, and you have a responsibility to protect our community and our values. Thank you very much.
My name is Debbie Greengard. I'm at 311 Wakefield Avenue. I have here a press release that's going to be sent to major news media outlets tomorrow. It states, for immediate release, after a drag show brunch that was recently held at the Fairhope Civic Center violated city ordinances for sexually oriented businesses and public buildings, a Christian coalition group is speaking out. The brunch, held in conjunction with an organization that promotes the LGBTQ+ lifestyle, is one of the methods the organization is using to target Fairhope and surrounding areas. A pride event geared towards families and children was canceled when a tornado hit the exact location the morning of the event in June. The group has rescheduled plans for a similar event in Fairhope on National Coming Out Day on October 11th. According to an article in 1819 News last month, drag brunch organizers stated that they, quote, want to take on the entire county in a big way with planned events year-round, end quote. In 2023, concerned veterans and residents spoke out when an American flag was removed to make room for a pride flag. Members of the Baldwin County Conservative Coalition organized last year in response to the pride event that included drag queen story hour and free prophylactics in a public park, a drag brunch that welcomed children and 100+ explicit pornographic and gender identity books in the children's and young teens section of the Fairhope Library. Coalition members have voiced their concerns in numerous meetings with the City Council, Mayor, and Library Board since 2022. No action has been taken. Now the group is looking to bring national attention to the growing issues. Armed with videos and pictures from inside the recent drag brunch, along with the city ordinance, Article X, which prohibits, in quotes, items or services intended to provide sexual stimulation or sexual gratification to the customer, end quote. The group is now calling for an enforcement of local laws. In quotes, they said they didn't want all this to get national attention, but they still have not heard the majority of their constituents who are opposed to this. So now we'll spread the word to show what is really going on in Fairhope, end quotes, stated local attorney and BCCC spokesperson Brian Dessinger. BCCC includes members of Faith Family Freedom Coalition of Baldwin County, Eagle Forum of Alabama, Baldwin County Common Sense Campaign, Faith Family Freedom Coalition Mobile, Moms Liberty for Baldwin County, local pastors, churches, and concerned citizens. The final paragraph in this release includes the member names of the Fairhope City Council, Fairhope Library Boards, and Mayor Sherry Sullivan. Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Carol Wilson, 489 Bartlett Avenue, Fairhope, Alabama. I bring to you news from the Alabama Public Library Services that rules are now under certification process with the Legislative Services Agency to create policies to certify the rule changes, and they are as such, to create policies governing the selection criteria for minors and how they are safeguarded from sexually explicit or other material deemed inappropriate for children or youth. Further, the rules now are to have library boards create these policies in compliance with the new rules. They're asking the library boards to approve written guidelines that ensure the library sections designated for minors under the age of 18 remain free of material containing obscenity, sexually explicit, or other material deemed inappropriate for children or youth. These new rules ask the library boards to approve written selection criteria for minors that prevent the purchase or otherwise acquiring of any material advertised for consumers under the age of 18 that contains obscenity, sexually explicit, or other material deemed inappropriate for children or youth. This new rule is asking library boards to approve written guidelines that establish library cards for minors under the age of 18, which must require parental approval before the minor's card is permitted to check out materials. The certification process will take place on July 15th of 2024, and implementation will take place on July 17th, 2024, and I ask this council to ensure that this Fairhope Library Board is taking all steps to meet compliance with the new rules of the Alabama Public Library Services. Further, I'd like to submit a resolution from the Baldwin County Conservative Coalition resolution, which Mrs. Greengard shared with you, the member organizations of this group. And the following resolution strongly urges all municipalities located within Baldwin County, Alabama, to immediately relocate all books and any other age inappropriate materials containing but not limited to obscenity, sexual conduct, and all of the issues expressed by the APLS. Further, the coalition strongly urges that necessary safeguards be implemented to protect and prevent the exposure of minors to this type of harmful content. And further, the coalition resolves and agrees that removing a book from the minor section of a local library, which is deemed to be harmful and deemed to meet the standards of the APLS new rules, does not meet. Excuse me, please. The coalition further agrees that removing a book from the minor section of a local library, which is deemed to be harmful or does not meet community standards, is not banning or censorship, but should be considered a part of the normal weeding process. I'm sorry, I am over time. I will take up my further consideration with you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Charles Wilson, 489 Bartlett Avenue, Fairhope. Unless it's happened in the last 30 days, I want to inform you that our current library board does not have one single written policy. They have a plan, but that's not a policy. You can verify that. You're the liaison. But as far as I can find, there's not any written policy. That is shameful. The library has rules, but a board has policies. I brought it up, and I said I would be looking for it. Our attorney, your attorney, sent me a nice email telling me, wanted to know who I was, who I represented, etc. And so I'm Charles Wilson, 489 Bartlett Avenue. I'm a Christian, a minister, retired banker, and I belong to 8 or 9 different social, conservative Christian groups. So it's in the record now, so you can have that. He also directed the library director to tell me to go to the city clerk to ask for the names, your names, and when your term ended. I have not done that because I don't think I have to ask the city clerk for that. I'm asking you to provide it. But if you can't provide, if you don't know when you're up for election, maybe the city clerk can help you. We need a library board that knows how to function. I've been to their meetings. It is appalling. They know as much about being a library board as this wall knows how to plant a garden. They need some policies. My wife just gave you what the APLS is asking the board to do. I hope they have it in process, because the 18th is coming. And their funding is going to be determined by it, according to our governor. Just encourage you to encourage them to get off of it and do what they ought to be doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
I'll be brief. My name is Edward Bowles. I live at 502 Calvary Street. I have 33 years in law enforcement, 3 years as a state investigator in New Jersey, 30 years as a special agent with the Drug Enforcement Administration. I've traveled throughout this country as well as other countries doing multiple facets of undercover. I've been at exhibits when this stuff carries on. What this brings in is more drug use and more problems for the city. I retired and moved down here 13 years ago thinking this was a conservative state and a conservative town. My opinion has greatly changed since this nonsense has been going on. You open the door, you're going to have problems. I'll leave it at that.
Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. We will close the public participation. Thank you, guys, for your comments. All right. We'll read something here. We have an executive session. I'll read a letter from the attorneys. As the city attorney, I, Marcus E. McDowell, I hereby request the Fairhope City Council go into executive session based on the Alabama Code 3625A7A3 to discuss the pending and potential litigation, and 3625A7A6 to discuss the consideration the city is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of a real property. The discussion could have a detrimental detrimental effect upon the competitive position of the city in the negotiation if the matter was discussed in the public. As a city attorney, I hereby request that the city council of the city of Fairhope rise from a regular city council meeting on Monday, July the 8th, 2024, to go into executive session. The city council shall be in executive session for approximately 45 minutes. At the end of the executive session, the city council shall return to the city council chambers to resume the regular city council meeting. Is there any action? No. All right, very good. Can I get a motion?
I have a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries. Thank you.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.